Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about the fire horse. For those of you who've been here before and done the Tai Shui, what we normally have done prior to last year is we would write our names down. We would do a chanting, which would last about half an hour to 45 minutes. And at the end, I and some of the priests will then burn the names. Last year we changed it up and we did something a little bit different. We did the same thing, burning it, but you guys were ones chanting, and you guys, we snaked outside and we burned it on there. This year we're going to do something a little bit more different. Every year we're going to adjust it according to the Tai Shui for the year. This year is the fire horse, so we're changing it. We're not using fire this year because there's going to be plenty of fire this year. We don't want to continue to burn. We're going to adjust it a little bit. And I'll explain a little bit more to you from there. This is going to be an interesting year for fire horse. Last year was fire snake. This year, fire horse. Next year, fire sheep. So you've got 1, 2, 3. The last time this happened, when we had 3 fire symbols and a fire horse at the same time, was 60 years ago. Okay, 60 years ago, a lot of stuff happened. For those of you who are keen to history, 60 years ago was Tiananmen Square and the Vietnam War. Okay, so a lot of stuff happened during that time. Now, most people are thinking that this is a drive upwards, snake, horse, sheep, but it doesn't work that way. With the 3 years matched together, it goes snake, horse, sheep. So this is a build-up. It might seem like everything's coming at one time, but it's a build-up going up, which is here, and then it will kind of go down from there. So what are we going to expect for this year is, for you guys, you need to be active but not forceful. What does active but not forceful mean? If we're not active, we're stagnant. Stagnant means you stand still, you will burn. We need to be active, but not forceful. Forceful means that I'm going to force something to happen. I need to make this happen now, we're going to force it. That's not what we're going to do for the fire year, okay? When we equate active in business culture or in our lives, we look at breaking down doors. If we're not breaking down doors and forcing our way things and getting what we want, that's not progression. In actuality, for the fire horse year, the more we push, the more we're gonna break, okay? Fire is gonna weaken things. And we push it, it's gonna snap. So back to the aspect of being active and not forceful. The more you push, the more it's gonna break. This year is gonna be, softness is gonna be survival for this year. Now, soft doesn't mean that I just roll over for any situation. It means we need to bend to figure out how to sidestep this. And all of you guys who study martial arts here understands that sometimes if someone throws a punch, we don't try to block it full on. Sometimes we need to move, okay? That is still active, but not forceful. I'm not gonna stand here and try to will it to work or use my whole strength to try to do it, because at some point, you're gonna come in contact with someone stronger than you, and it's not gonna work. And Kung Fu isn't about that. Tai Chi is not about that. It's about flowing and moving with it. Now, because it's a fire year, we don't want to think of the aspect of water is going to be the answer for everything. Because what happens is when we throw water onto a grease fire, increases. Okay? So more water is actually not going to be the answer to putting out this fire. We're not going to put out the fire. We can't put out this fire. It's going to happen, but it's learning how to adjust from there. This year, in a lot of cultures, we'll call the year of chaos, okay? A lot of things are gonna happen, but we need to not think of it as the year of chaos. We're looking at it as the year of awakening. When we think of fire, we think of destruction. But what happens with fire? Rebuild. Things grow. There are flowers in California that will grow from the ashes of fire. Okay? We're not looking at this as something that's going to hurt us. We need to look at it as something that's going to educate us and make us grow and build. This year, more important than others is emotional regulation. Okay? So what does emotional regulation means? Is paying attention to how you're feeling and not using that as a reaction to move forward. Now, if we take both reactions aggressive on both sides and we pound each other both ends on that, what's gonna happen? Breakage. So understanding that I need to stop and take a break, I need to stop and walk away and take just a second to go. If that's not enough, walk to a corner and yell with angry eyes, go in your car and just scream to get that out of your system. Avoid extremes in this year of the fire horse. Okay, extreme anything in general when it comes to, again, your emotion or anything that you're doing. That comes to the same aspect of coming head on to things. I'm gonna do this full force so aggressively that at some point it's gonna force you to fail. The element right now for the center of the house is gonna be metal. The water, east and south corners of the house are gonna be, is gonna be a water element. Metal is gonna be the center of the house, okay? What we wanna do is also avoid large projects. So what I mean by large projects is like tearing down a bunch of things. Like I'm gonna, and then this is more for the adults essentially when it comes to like your house or anything, a car. We don't wanna do anything very risky this year. This is a year that we want to play it a little bit safe, okay? Balance things out and take a look at it from there. For the younger crowd, we're looking at understanding that it will be okay, and it's not the end of the world, okay? Sometimes stuff happens, we hit a wall. It doesn't mean that that is the end of everything. We need to look at the aspect of, hey, there's a wall here, well, why don't I just walk around the wall because maybe there's a door right here, okay? Don't try to force your way through that wall because it's not gonna work. It's gonna cause more problems, you're gonna be more stressed out. Same thing with the emotions, understanding again, like I said, it's gonna be okay. Find a way to expel that emotion. So for this year, for the fire horse, what we're doing for the Tai Shui is, I have Joss paper over here and some pens. What you're gonna do is write your name and birthday on it. So the two main elements that are affected this year are gonna be the horse and the rat. And an indirect, let me look it up. I have it written down somewhere. What was it?
Rabbit, rooster.
Rabbit, rooster, indirect, okay? So remember when we talk about Tai Shui, the Tai Shui is a guardian that controls the year. Now the Tai Shui isn't bad, it's change. It's something that we need to get in our minds to understand that this is not a bad thing. I'm gonna have a bad year. No. If you know that if I go into a tournament, I'm gonna do bad. Oh, I'm not gonna do Shaolin 6 School. When I come out there, I'm gonna mess up. What's gonna happen? You're gonna mess up. You walk into a test, I'm gonna mess up. I'm horrible at this test taker. I'm not gonna do this test really good. You're gonna fail, okay? Positivity is what's gonna benefit from it, okay? And make sure to think about that. So, the direct contact, the horse and the rabbit. Yes. Rat. Horse and rat that are directly conflict, it means this year is gonna be a lot more change for you than everybody else. And again, a lot more change could be anything from a job change, a school change, anything can possibly happen. The indirect is gonna get affected, but not as much at all either. Everybody else, it's not, it's not gonna be as much as affected. But again, you're more than welcome to do it. So on the Josh paper, what you're gonna do is on the back, you're gonna write your name, you're gonna write your birthday, and that's what you're gonna do from there. And then if you want to, you can write something specific on there. And what I mean specific is, when we did on a Bridge to the Lion Dance, we got an envelope. On the envelope, there was money in there. And it was a piece of paper that was written in that, please let my mom beat cancer. Okay, so remember, when we do line dancing, this is very important, it's strong. People write a lot of, you guys don't know it, but when we go through the envelopes and we see those things, it hits us. This is why we do what we do. So then we take that envelope and then it's placed on the altar, and then when all the other priests that come in here and chant and work on it, we give it love. When you guys come in and practice it, we give it love. Write on there something that's for you. That's not for anybody else. No one else has to see it. It's not like, no one's gonna see it. You know, for you guys, kids, if you write something, it's for you. Your parents don't have to see it. After you're done writing it, you're just gonna fold it up and hold in your hands, and then we're gonna form a line right to here. So we can snake outside, and we're gonna form a line to here. While we're waiting, we're gonna wait for a little bit, and while we're waiting, I want you to chant, pray, or sing to yourself. Whatever makes you happy and empowers you. It doesn't matter what it is. Okay? For those who have practiced chanting, pick a chant that you like the most. A simple chant is Om Mani Padme Hum. You could sing a song and whatever makes you happy. And when we are doing it, we're going to continue to sing in our heads, and you're going to hold the paper in your hands. Okay? You're not going to wish it away. You're not going to say, this is not going to happen. You're just going to chant with it. Okay? We're going to walk this direction, and when we get over here, you're going to grab a piece of mint. Whether it's a sprig or a piece, it doesn't matter if it's a big piece or a small piece, it's whatever you get out of here. Take your Josh paper and crumple it up and throw it into the bowl. Then I want you to walk this direction back out to Guanggo. General Quan up in front, and I will be standing up front with a bowl of water and more mint, and I will splash you with mint water. Okay? So the idea of that is we're trying to cool. Build a layer of liquid around you to kind of cool you down. So with the fire horse, it's gonna burn. We're not gonna stop it, but what we wanna do is tone it down. Where it's not a raging fire, we wanna tone it down. Again, it's not something we can stop, but we can mitigate it a little bit. Kind of like balance it out a little bit. Okay, so paper over here with pens. Go ahead and start writing, and then when you guys are finished, I'll give you guys about another 5 minutes or so, 5-10 minutes, and after you guys are finished, then I'll have you guys line up and we'll continue. We'll start with this.